What even is an art style? How do you know when you've found yours? I didn't always have an answer. For years, my own artistic journey felt like a series of messy experiments. But the path to finally figuring it out is what shaped me as an artist. And in this video, you'll see how I transformed this into this. Before we dive in, a quick word. If you'd like to truly walk through the journey of how I refined my artistic style, then consider becoming a Gemini and joining the Amsideria Gazette. There, you'll also see how I'm developing our next big project, Amsideria, the Flying Man. The Amsideria Gazette is our studio journal where I meticulously document what it takes to bring our creative projects to life. If that sounds like something that piques your interest, find the link in the description and the pinned comment. My love for comic books and cartoons heavily influenced my early art. I spent my formative years learning how to draw by creating a weekly comic book, which I eagerly shared with my family and friends. I've actually made a video about that. I'll pop a link in the description if you fancy a deeper dive. In a nutshell, these early years involved emulating various artists I looked up to. I spent countless of hours drawing, painting, and soaking up all I could about art principles. At this point, all my art was traditional: watercolours, paper, and ink as my mediums. My foray into digital art began after finishing high school. My brother kindly gave me his laptop, complete with a copy of Photoshop, and I began learning how to draw on the computer. I first started out with a mouse, typically scanning my traditional drawings and then coloring them digitally. In the beginning, it felt like learning how to draw all over again. Everything was messy and honestly, it looked awful. Eventually, I managed to buy a cheap graphic tablet. It wasn't perfect, but it taught me the hand-to-eye coordination needed to comfortably work on a graphic tablet. Shortly after, I bought my first professional graphic tablet. This gave me the same level of control I had with traditional tools like paper and pen. The transition to the digital era also coincided with one of the biggest influences on my art style. Animation truly transformed my artistic style in several ways. Since I never learned sculpting, transitioning into animation helped me grasp how to design characters and props in three-dimensional space. Whereas in painting, you primarily think about how your subject looks on paper. In animation, you consider how it moves and how it looks from various camera angles. One of my earliest animation exercises involved animating a hand turning. Hands are notoriously difficult to draw. Even AI struggles with them. While traditional art teaches observation, animation forces you to think about the mechanics of why something is the way it is. Animation taught me an intimate understanding of my subjects, an obsession that now lets me infuse dynamic movements into my art, twisting and exaggerating figures in ways I never imagined. Ultimately, this gave rise to my artistic style, what I called the Akalabashi Design. The Akalabashi Design is a design language heavily influenced by my sock philosophy. I explained what the sock philosophy is in a previous video, linked in the description. The Akalabashi Design puts the final piece on my design philosophy, shaping what you see right now. If you want to learn more about how I put this design language together, how it evolved from the sock philosophy and the specific design principles that define it, I've detailed it all in the Amsideria Gazette. Consider joining and becoming a Gemini. There, you'll also discover what Akalabashi actually means. The link is in the description and pinned comment. Perhaps you're new here and want to learn more about our project, Amsideria, the Flying Man. Check the recommended videos in the description, and if you've made it this far, let me know you're a true Gemini by writing Obu in the comments. Until next time, I'll see you in the Amsideria Gazette.